welcome to the postseason wrap-up show right here on the Lorain County Sports Network. And my name is Edwin Vereen, and joining me right now is Aidan McLaughlin, senior defensive end from the Brookside Cardinals. Aidan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I cannot complain because if you complain, no one's going to listen to you, right?
Very true.
Great. So let's go ahead and hop right into it, man. Going into your senior season, what were your goals for this past season?
Yeah, so obviously a lot of them are team goals. We had a team goal to make the playoffs, which unfortunately didn't happen. A team goal of winning conference, and also an individual goal is to make the All-State.
Yeah, and sometimes the goals they don't go as planned because it's a season, 10 games, and things happen. So
Yeah.
you just have to set some new goals. So you pretty much played your entire high school career, both because you're a two-sport athlete, basketball and football. So from a football standpoint, tell me, what is it like playing in the Lorain County League?
So the Lorain County League, I mean, it's not a passing league, obviously. We all 7, 8 teams, not including Brookside would be 7, but all 8 teams are run heavy. Not a lot of teams are very pass heavy, and Clearview was probably the most heavy passing team, and they didn't pass a ton. They were able to run the ball too. I mean, the running back had 20 carries a game, and the quarterback could run it too.
Right, that's something I noticed too while I was covering Lorain County League football. I was like, the ball doesn't go in the air a lot, but it's I call it more of a ground and pound league. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think of it more as a ground and pound league as opposed to, you go to some other leagues across the conference, across the state, and you see they throwing the ball in the air. But hey, you do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, they're throwing the ball 30, 40 times, and then LCA ball kids are throwing the ball 10 if you're lucky, 10 times.
Exactly right about that. From a defensive standpoint, is it a hard-hitting league too?
I mean, yeah, hard-hitting league. It's physical all around. There's some very physical players out in the league. That's for sure.
That's why I tell a lot of people, I said, hey, what you don't sleep on these small schools, man, because these boys are tough,
yeah.
They're hungry, and they'll hit you in the mouth. They'll definitely hit you in the mouth. All right, so being a senior, how did you embrace your role as a leader on the team?
Yeah, I embraced my role by just being there for my guys, of course, always. Whenever my guys needed anything, I could teach them what they needed, and then not even from a football standpoint, from maybe it's mental health that they're struggling with, I'd be there to help them out with that.
As you know, I am a big mental health advocate too, because I believe if you don't have that mental health, man, you're in definite trouble. And I strongly encourage anybody, if you're battling any kind of mental health issues, number 1, talk to somebody. Number 2, find you a therapist and go from there. So
yes, I agree.
Yeah. So Aidan, let's talk about your touchdown, the touchdown that you scored week 10 versus Clearview.
Yes.
Take me through how that play came about, the instructions, and then the execution.
Yeah, so how this play came about, well, actually in the offseason, I talked with our offensive coordinator who was talking into our whole group, and he was kind of telling us, he was like, if you guys play hard work and dedication, you play all 4 years, you're going to get rewarded. Mm-hmm. And I didn't miss a single game throughout my high school career. And we didn't play one game in my sophomore year because of COVID. Team got COVID. And then, so that came about. And then we ran it through practice, I think maybe week 6, week 7. Mm-hmm. Coach, we were running our walkthrough day on Thursday. Coach was like, all right, so we'll have him at quarterback, and then we'll be like, Aidan, go to tailback. And I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, all right. So I went to tailback, and they were like, we'll call this Aidan right or Aidan left. Just run it downhill and get up the middle. I was like, sounds good to me. And then in the game, it came around. Last game of the season came around. Ben had a run on the outside. He got to the 1-yard line. And then that was, I think, the last play of the third quarter, if I recall. Then I was like, okay, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time. So then we talked to coach. We're like, okay, we're at the 1-yard line. We'll have time to discuss it. So then I lined up in the backfield, and then got in there.
Yep, there it was. Because I was at the North Ridgeville and Amherst game, working the live stream for the Lorain County Sports Network, and I was looking, and I was like, "Is that 50? That's 8. That's Aidan. He just scored a touchdown. Oh, that's Aidan.
Yeah.
That's all." I'm like, "Oh, it's good." I'm like, "That's all him."
Oh,
Yes.
I've been waiting for that moment for so long.
Yeah.
I've always wanted the ball.
Yeah, hey, trust me, I was a former defensive lineman in high school, and I remember I caught an interception, and I was like, just take the ball and run. And my old
Yeah.
wrestling coach was like, Ed, that's the fastest I've ever seen you run. I was like, yeah, not too bad for an undersized defensive lineman. Because like I tell people now, I said, if I had this size now compared to 20 years ago, I'd probably be playing on Sundays. You know,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, I gotta have some fun myself. Yeah. So speaking of teammates, man, what can you tell me about Ben Montgomery?
Oh, he's a great athlete and a great leader. He's fun to have. He's fun to have around on our team, and he can make plays. I mean, it looks like he's just jumping all over the place when he runs the ball. And he's one of my best friends. I love the kid. He was probably my first ever friend that I made in kindergarten, and we've moved forward ever since and created a bond like no other.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, man. Y'all been boys. That's a long time to have
Oh
a
yeah.
friend from kindergarten up until now. So you
Yeah.
also play basketball as well, too. How do you feel about going into the upcoming basketball season?
I'm feeling pretty confident. And we had an open gym today, and we look pretty good.
That's good. That's good. Is there anybody on the team that we should, other than yourself, that we should be keeping an eye on?
Nolan Wechter, three point specialist, and Brandon Sharp. He's a great finisher around the rim.
It's funny that you mentioned Nolan Wechter. Not funny, but you do mention Nolan. I mean, Nolan can like shoot the lights out
Oh yeah.
at a moment's notice, because I saw him a lot. I was like, man, this kid has a shot. It's just don't leave him open. Please don't leave
Do
him open.
not leave him open.
No,
if he has a wide open lane, he's not gonna take the wide open layup. He's gonna shoot the three. Contested or not.
I remember seeing that last year in the playoffs against Lutheran Western. I was like, oh, he got a hold. Oh, he gonna take it. I mean, that's his specialty. That's his thing. I mean, I get it. I totally understand.
Oh yeah, that's his thing.
All right.
And Coach Babbitt lets him do it because he's good at it.
Hey, that's how it is. When you're good at it, coach just let you go, man. Coach just
exactly.
Let you go. Yep. And before we get out of here, one last and final question. What's next for Aidan McLaughlin?
I'm pretty positive that I will be playing college football. I'm not sure where yet, though. I'm undecided. The official decision will probably come in the winter, springtime, and then that's when the commitment will come.
Okay, yeah, you'll go from there. Just you're just checking out everything, putting some feelers out, and
oh yeah,
and just seeing what's going on. I mean, whatever's comfortable for you and whatever works for you. That's what I would recommend you do.
Exactly.
I would recommend you that. Well, Aidan, it's been a pleasure watching you on the gridiron these 4 years, and I'm looking forward to watching you this upcoming season on the hardwood as well, too. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.